Our next guest, I mean, this has been an extraordinary programme. It really does feel like there's lots of changes going on. We've been in cafes, we've been on flights, we've been at the Sea Life Centre, we're going to be in a theatre now.
Yes, the show will finally go across. This is a show that's taking place in Coventry. It's going to go across Britain, and it's going to be given the green light to welcome back audiences from today.
Yeah, the Belgrade Theatre in Coventry is one of the first to reopen tonight with a production of John Godber's April in Paris. It stars Joe Pasquale and Sarah Earnshaw, and they're in the theatre. I mean, I'm genuinely excited to see you there. How does it feel for you two?
Go on,
we're so excited.
We're really excited. We haven't done it for 14 months. I've just been a bloke in his pants for the past 14 months, and all of a sudden I'm going back to work. I can't remember what it feels like to stand on a stage. So at the moment, I know it's like 20 to 9 in the morning. I'm so excited. We've got another like 9 hours before we go on stage, and I'm buzzing already.
It's going to be great to get people back in as well. We're just excited to have an audience because we've been doing this without people for a long time now.
Sarah, I can tell you the release is incredible because we've just been spending time with a choir in Edinburgh, the National Youth Choir of Scotland, who've been doing virtual singing for 14 months. Today's the first day they're back together, singing You Raise Me Up at 8 o'clock. And the smile that it put on so many people's faces is incredible. I imagine that it'll be the same for you and those people who are able to come and see you in the theatre.
Yeah, it's exactly that. And it's just so nice to be able to do what we do for a living for the first time tonight for 14 months. And I'm so excited that people are going to watch it. Even though they're going to be socially distanced, they're going to be sat in masks. I think it's going to be a really amazing experience for all of us. I think it's going to be quite emotional as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Just even seeing you two sit that close together is really quite something, Joe.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, the whole thing is just... it's a big change.
It's unbelievable, really, because we didn't know how long it was going to be before we get back. But myself and Sarah, the producers from Limelight, we've just worked so hard to get this going, and each time we've hit a brick wall. This is our third attempt to put it on. So to get a green light tonight, it's just going to be so emotional. You know, I'm going to start grizzling in a minute if I start talking about it. But yeah, I know about 10 to 7, I'll hear the audience come in, and I know I'll have a little tear in my dressing room thinking, because I cry at Disney. I cry and seeing like a monkey on a pig on YouTube. You know, I cry at anything. So tonight I'll be weeping before I go on. I'll have to pull myself together because normally I'm quite excited when I'm on stage. And so tonight I've really got to calm it down because it's just a two-hander play between myself and Sarah. And so I play this quite a sad, dour character. So I've got to keep my energies down, and it builds and builds and builds. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to keep myself. I'm like a 9-year-old in the sweet shop at the moment.
See, I'm dreading this because he's going to get too excited. I can see it coming now.
So, Joe, you play Al, and Sarah, you play Bet. So Al's obviously a little bit miserable. So tell us a bit about Bet and the relationship between the two of you in this play.
Yeah, they've been married for a while and they're in a bit of a rut. And Al has lost his job and Bet is working in a shoe shop and she's a bit discontent in her life. And she wins a trip to Paris, and it's really about them just trying to revive the relationship. But I think it's something after this period of lockdown that a lot of people will relate to.
Yeah, in lots of different ways, not least looking forward to a trip somewhere as well, Sarah.
Absolutely, that's exactly it. And I think what's great about the two characters in this is when they get that opportunity to go to Paris, that they kind of stand up to it and they thrive on it, and it takes them out of where they've been for the last few years in their marriage, and they get to experience something really exciting. So yeah, I think again people will relate to that feeling of wanting to just get out.
Yeah, do you know what I think would be great for an audience as well? Is putting some real clothes on, because I've had the same pair of tracksuit bottoms on for 14 months. I had to peel them off the other day. I had to Earnshaw use jet washer to get them off with. So I reckon people just putting a bit of makeup on, having a proper wash under the armpits, all of that sort of stuff. They haven't done that for 14 months. Deodorant? What's deodorant? Not needed it.
What a lovely insight, Joe. The jeans, by the way, look lovely, Joe. The jeans look lovely
well
today.
done on that.
On this programme last week, we spoke to Gemma Arterton, who's also taking part in a play, and she was saying,
it's
that like noise, isn't it? Will you be in the wings beforehand, listening to that sort of rumble of laughter and chatter that goes on before you start?
That's exactly. You're going to hear the muffles behind the curtain, and that's what really gets your adrenaline going. Just, oh my God, we're going to do it in front of an audience now. People are going to see this now for the first time. And I'd forgotten what it was like to have that nerves. And I woke up this morning going, oh, what's this in my tummy today? And I went, oh, that's been not been there for a while.
We've not had that for a long time.
I thought we had some dodgy sushi the other day. I thought, no, it's not that. It's nervousness.
I was going to ask you about whether you're nervous. Clearly you are. Sarah, just tell us, because even the sound is different in a theatre, isn't it? So how many people are you going to be allowed in there tonight?
I think we've got 125. Is that right? Yeah, 125. But we've been rehearsing it in a gym, in like a boxing gym. And so to actually stand on the stage, we came in last night and stood on the stage, and we had a rehearsal last night, and it was magnificent. Just getting in and having acoustics in the room again, and thinking, oh, this is what it actually feels like, not just in somebody's living room.
And
really.
it lifts the way you perform it as well. You know, we've been just so isolated rehearsing it, and now to get out and have the expanse of an auditorium, that's an amazing thing when you're a performer, because that's what you're used to, and that's what we haven't had.
It was really interesting, Sarah, listening to some of the footballers who played in the FA Cup final in front of 20-odd thousand fans, and how the noise of the crowd affected them differently, and for people watching as well. And I know it's not going to be packed in there tonight, but again, that sound of laughter or a gasp, that will totally transform the dynamic, won't it?
It will, absolutely. And I'm really looking forward to that, and nervous about it as well, because on a first night, you can never quite judge where you're going to get the response. So we, as well as having to remember everything and controlling the nerves, we've got to be really listening to how they respond to us. So that's going to be a challenge tonight as well, but something that's really exciting, especially when you're doing a comedy. You know, you need that response. And there's only so long that you can rehearse it without having people respond to it.
Listen, there's no interval, is there? So it's straight through.
That's right. It's about an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes, so it is socially distanced, so there's nobody having to get up to go to the loo, unless I've got a weak bladder. Obviously, they might have to go then. They've got them open for them, just in case.
OK, well, listen, it's absolutely wonderful to see you. It's called April in Paris, isn't it? And good luck, very good luck to you tonight, and I'm sure you will enjoy it, and the audience as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. That's Joe Pasquale and Sarah Earnshaw, who are taking part in that adaptation of John Godber's April in Paris, which is being at the Belgrade Theatre in Coventry.